The Young and the Restless next 3 weeks. Scandalous couple goes public, relapse risks, payback fixation. The Young and the Restless, YNR, spoilers for the next 3 weeks. July 13th to July 31st. Reveal that a scandal seems poised to erupt while one Genoa City resident deals with more drug-related drama. There'll also be some revenge obsessions that take center stage, so YNR fans will see some hot action. The week of July 13th to 17th will bring Nikki Newman's Melody Thomas Scott scary news since she'll find out what Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, just went through because of Patty Williams, Stacey Hayduke. Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, will drive Nikki to the hospital so she can sit with Jack, who'll promise he's on the mend. When Diane and Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, pop up at the hospital again as well, they'll no doubt blast Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, for reigniting Patty's Jack fixation. Kyle will eventually make a shocking move when he stops by Patty's jail cell to do some bargaining. It turns out Kyle will have a role for Patty to play when it comes to his plans for Victor vengeance. As for Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, she'll get the wrong idea when she realizes Spectra Charles could be under attack. Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, will get blamed, but Victor will be the one fighting to reclaim Newman Media. After Adam enters a negotiation with Victor and pushes him to back off Sally, Victor and Nikki will apparently make some progress when it comes to surrendering to a new beginning. During the week of July 20th to 24th, Devin Winters, Brighton James, may totally spin out since it appears Mariah Copeland's Cameron Grimes' release is just around the corner. Mariah's freedom could make Devin's anger issues even worse and lead to more meltdowns. While Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, looks into fixing his hand and potentially becoming a surgeon again, Nikki may face a setback if her bandages are removed and she still can't see anything. As for Matt Clark, Roger Howarth, and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, their first date could lead to even more since these two really seem to click. Phyllis and Matt may essentially go public with their romance, so Nick will spot them in a scandalous moment. Nick may let his fury explode during the week of July 27th to 31st and deal with more relapse risks, since this could push him over the edge along with Nikki's eyesight woes. Over with Kyle again, his revenge plot could backfire if he's not careful. Victor has a knack for coming out on top, so Kyle could be setting himself up for disaster. At the very least, Kyle may earn Claire Newman's, Haley Aaron, outrage, and a warning to back off her grandfather. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Claire and Kyle may have some conflict ahead of them, so stick with the CBS soap. Genoa City has never been a place where secrets stay buried for long. Every whispered conversation eventually reaches the wrong ears. Every hidden romance finds its way into the spotlight, and every act of revenge carries consequences that no one can predict. This week, emotions explode as a shocking couple decides they've had enough of hiding. An old addiction threatens to destroy years of hard-earned progress, and one determined resident becomes consumed by a dangerous obsession with payback. The biggest shock comes during what was supposed to be an elegant charity gala. The city's elite gather expecting another glamorous evening of fundraising and celebration. Instead, they witness a revelation that leaves the ballroom frozen in disbelief. After months of suspicious disappearances, mysterious late-night meetings, and carefully crafted lies, a controversial couple steps into the spotlight hand in hand. Rather than deny the rumors, they proudly confirm their relationship in front of friends, family members, and bitter rivals alike. The announcement sends shockwaves throughout the room. Some guests applaud their honesty, believing everyone deserves happiness regardless of public opinion. Others see nothing but betrayal, convinced that the relationship was built on deception and broken promises. Within minutes, the gossip spreads across Genoa City. Phones buzz with text messages, social media erupts with speculation, and longtime enemies waste no time using the scandal to advance their own agendas. Not everyone is surprised. A few observant residents had already noticed the lingering glances, the subtle smiles, and the countless excuses that never quite made sense. Now, those tiny clues fit together perfectly, revealing a romance that had been hiding in plain sight all along. But going public comes with a heavy price. Former partners feel humiliated, trusted friends question everything they believed, and powerful business alliances begin to crumble under the weight of personal betrayal. In Genoa City, romance rarely affects only two people. Every relationship creates ripples that spread through families, corporations, and lifelong friendships. As the scandal dominates every conversation, another crisis quietly unfolds behind closed doors. Someone who fought tirelessly to overcome addiction begins showing alarming warning signs. Stress, guilt, and emotional isolation have become overwhelming burdens, and the temptation to escape old pain grows stronger every day. Friends notice subtle changes first: missed appointments, sleepless nights, irritable moods, excuses that sound increasingly rehearsed. At first, loved ones convince themselves that the difficult behavior is simply the result of recent emotional upheaval. Everyone experiences rough patches. Everyone deserves privacy. But deep inside, those closest to the struggling individual recognize familiar patterns they desperately hoped never to see again. Recovery is rarely a straight path. It demands constant vigilance, unwavering support, and difficult honesty. Unfortunately, shame often convinces people to hide their struggles instead of asking for help. One trusted confidant begins piecing together the troubling clues. Rather than offering judgment, they quietly prepare to intervene before the situation spirals completely out of control. The challenge is timing. Approach too early, and the person may deny everything. Wait too long, and the consequences could become devastating. Meanwhile, another resident is consumed by something even more dangerous than addiction. Painful betrayal has transformed disappointment into obsession. Every waking moment revolves around exposing enemies, settling old scores, and making those responsible suffer just as much as they once did. What begins as a desire for justice slowly evolves into something darker. Private investigators receive anonymous assignments. Confidential documents mysteriously disappear. Financial records are examined with suspicious intensity. Unexpected alliances form between people who normally wouldn't trust each other. The mastermind behind this campaign believes every move is perfectly calculated. Every step brings them closer to humiliating the person who destroyed their life. Yet revenge has an unfortunate habit of hurting innocent people along the way. Family members become collateral damage. Long-standing friendships are tested. Business partners find themselves trapped between loyalty and survival. Even those with no connection to the original conflict begin feeling the consequences of a war they never chose to join. Several residents attempt to encourage forgiveness instead of retaliation, but their advice falls on deaf ears. The desire for revenge has become deeply personal. Unfortunately, hidden agendas rarely remain secret forever. A surprising witness accidentally uncovers evidence, suggesting the entire revenge plot extends far beyond one simple act of retaliation. There appears to be another player operating behind the scenes, manipulating events while remaining completely invisible. The discovery raises unsettling questions. Who is truly pulling the strings? Who benefits most from the growing chaos? And could the public scandal, the relapse warning signs, and the revenge campaign all be connected by one larger scheme? As suspicions grow, unlikely alliances begin forming across Genoa City. Former enemies reluctantly exchange information. Business rivals temporarily set aside competition. Even individuals who haven't spoken in years recognize that something much bigger is unfolding. Trust remains fragile. Every conversation carries hidden motives. Every promise comes with conditions. Every smile could conceal another devastating betrayal. Meanwhile, the scandalous couple faces increasing pressure from every direction. Friends demand explanations. Family members issue ultimatums. Professional reputations begin suffering unexpected damage. Still, they refuse to apologize for choosing each other. Whether their love can survive the relentless criticism remains uncertain. but they appear determined to face every obstacle together. At the same time, the individual battling relapse reaches a heartbreaking crossroads. One difficult decision could preserve years of recovery. Another could erase everything they worked so hard to rebuild. Loved ones remain hopeful that compassion, honesty, and timely intervention will prove stronger than fear and addiction. As for the resident consumed by revenge, their carefully orchestrated plan inches closer to completion. Yet the deeper they travel down this path, the more they risk becoming exactly like the person they despise. In Genoa City, justice and vengeance often look remarkably similar, until the consequences arrive. By the week's end, every secret threatens to explode into public view. Relationships will be tested, loyalties will shift without warning, and unexpected confessions could forever alter the balance of power. Because in a city built on ambition, passion, and betrayal, today's shocking revelation is only the beginning of tomorrow's even bigger scandal.